Alright. Just take care of this big one real quick. Oh boy! What is going? Got a blind death claw. It's just here. Give him a couple extra moves. Take out the death claw. There we go. That's our destination, is over in that direction. And right now it's an absolute war zone, so that's good. That's very good. We're just gonna kinda make our way over there and hope nothing has mega weapons, because I'd rather not have to go all the way back to Novak again. Got a Mr. Handy and a Big Horner. Just gonna kill them real quick. I have guns. I'll just use the guns. I don't need to fist everything to death. Gun! I'm terrible with guns, but it'll have to do. And of course I do also have my hotkeys set. There we go. What have we got here? Nothing and nothing. Uh-oh. I don't know how we're hidden, but we are. There we go. And with them taken care of, we should be safe to head through to the drive-in. Which, I've also seen enemies at the drive-in before, so I don't know why I'm acting like it's going to be safe over here. Definitely not going to be safe. That's the whole point. We can see right there I'm surprised we got here right on time, actually, for the showing, because you can only access this at like at night. That's the only time when the actual theater is playing. We approach the collapsed satellite, which is projecting something onto that screen. Just need to activate it real quick. You can't investigate while you're in combat. Who am I in combat with? Oh, a sentry bot. Oh, neat. Tackle it. Quickly. Loot him. Loot him nice and quick. Just let me activate the satellite. Please. I'm running out of time. Should be able to just... Can I activate it now? Yes, there we go. The crashed satellite seems to be the source of the strange transmission you received. Old World Blues is recommended for experienced couriers level 15+. The plus is the important part there. This DLC is kind of difficult. It's not the most difficult, but there are definitely some tricks and challenges. Especially if you want to do it right. You have a premonition that while you'll be unable to return to the Mojave until you solve the mysteries of the Big Empty, you will be able to take anything you can carry with you, and you will be able to return to the Big Empty anytime after completing Old World Blues. You are up to the challenge, and you have all you want to carry with you. Examine the satellite a little closer. The atomic wonders of science awaits. Take a closer look at the satellite, and let's kick back and relax and watch a little movie, shall we?
In the years before the Great War, Big Mountain had been the home to the brightest minds of the 21st century. Scientists of vision were drawn to the facility to tackle the greatest technological challenges of the era. They sought to create a new world, fueled by technology for the benefit of all mankind. Sonic emitters, space-age alloys, DNA hybridization, force field particle research, autodoc advances in cranial, cardiac, and trauma surgery. The hopes and dreams of a century became realities in the electronic forges of Big Mountain. The nucleus of this research was the Dome, a huge stone facility that held the labs of every science known to man. It was a think tank where no problem could not be solved, where no question could not be answered. The Great War brought a new energy to Big Mountain and its scientists. Although sheltered from the front lines, the scientists waged their own war, fighting their battles at the atomic level. Equations and calculations marched endlessly across chalkboards and computer terminals toward one solution: winning the war. For years, the minds and computers of Big Mountain were a blaze of trajectories, weapon schematics, and nuclear theories. The problems began to outpace the solutions, first geometrically, then exponentially. As the war escalated, so did the questions. On the night of October 23rd, 2077, the scientists received an answer that put all their questions to rest. In the aftermath, Big Mountain's silent experiments went to sleep, their creators slowly dying in the new world that had been left behind. And the great stone in the middle of the Big Empty lay untouched, filled with countless technological wonders. Wonders that, in the end, had been answers to the wrong question.
You feel strangely heavier. Quick inspection of your body reveals faint surgical scars around your head, chest, and back. Here we are in the Big Empty. Specifically, yeah, find out where the hell you are is our first quest objective. Yeah, that's fitting. Let's talk about where we are right now. But first, let's take a nice look at everything around us. This DLC is beautiful. The effects, the style, it's on point. It's absolutely marvelous. But here we are in the Big Empty. We have a whole lot of things that we have to do here. And a whole lot of opportunities in front of us. Specifically, as far as... Ooh, a whole lot of food there. That's nice. Yeah, figuring out where we are, how we're going to survive this, how we're going to get the best ending possible for this, and how it's going to help us with our little level issue. And I have an answer to at least one of those questions. So, let's go in, shall we? First of all, though, let's take off this gown. I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of nice for them to give us a gown, but I'd rather have something on that can at least protect me rather than, you know, look nice. I'll put on the naughty nightwear. There we go. And let's do Daniel's hat, just in case. I don't remember if there's any real speech stuff we have to do as part of this, but let's go inside, shall we? And also, a bit of a warning, I don't know what in the world's going to happen with the objects in the sink. Whether or not they're going to have weird forms. Let's see. Ignore Rufus. Rufus is part of a different mod. Copy looks normal. We've got a few different items to take here. Got some mad scientist scrubs. That's neat. And pretty soon we'll be told that we can keep this room for ourselves, which is very nice of them. But for now, I'm just doing a little bit of looting to find out what we're armed with here. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, that's just Rufus talking. Don't mind him. Well, I'm genuinely surprised that the randomizer didn't change too much stuff here. Yeah, that's neat. Okay. Right in front of us is the think tank. This is going to be a long conversation. The music kicks in. No. This is going to be a very long conversation. I don't know if I'm going to cut this out, but there might be like a whole episode of exposition here, so let's look forward to that. A strange feeling of pacifism comes over you, and you find you cannot draw your weapon for some reason. Yes. And here we are, in front of the think tank.
I thought I heard the pacification fields kick in. All right, shh, nobody move. I'll handle this. Be warned, intruder. You are in the presence of the mighty think tank of Big Mountain. The collective geniuses of... We... By Oppenheimer, which one of you self-professed geniuses has been adjusting my volume knob? Who was it? Was it you, 8? Oh, Dr. O, was it? Likely story. O couldn't spark 2 neurons if they were in a lattice of biomed gel.
What? Me? Breaking news, Klein. It wasn't me, all right? I'm the robotical engineer. 8 is sound waves. That's his specialty. You always do this. You always demean me in front of guests. And it's not O, all right? It's...
Enough! Either of you do it again, it'll be the last time. Now... Great. Now I forgot what I was saying. What was I talking about?
Let's see. We have a lot of options of what to say. How are you all speaking through that one voice box?
Did it just say something? Anyone catch that? Boros, you work with animals. Translate. It's a lobotomite. Here, in the dome. Oh, as if this situation couldn't get any worse. Now we've got lobotomites. Dala, get the spray before it excretes all over everything.
Lobotomite?
Dr. Klein, if my hypothesis is correct, this lobotomite is the repository of the brain we sent the signal to, the skin envelope once containing it. If so, it's proof that there may indeed be something beyond the crater. Just look at it. The way it blinks. It's like a big, hairless teddy bear.
I know what it is, Dollar. I want to know why it's down here. With its limbs all over everything. And are those penises I see wriggling on its feet? Disgusting.
I believe those are toes, Dr. Klein. Little teddy bear toes. Penises are much larger than those tiny extremities. Not that I would know.
I don't recall the human penis ever being that large.
It depends on one's own frame of reference, Dr. O. Look at its little nose with its 2 orifices for ingesting oxygen.
Noses? Why, the great static. These lobotomites confound me with their sheer number of useless extremities.
Hold up 1 finger, point at self, point at them, hold up 5 fingers.
Now it's holding up an array of fully erect hand penises. If it tries to insert them, activate vivisectors.
Dr. Klein, wait. I don't believe those gestures were random. Random at all. It's been following our conversation. The lobotomite understands us.
I agree with Boros' histrionic findings. This little lobotomite is unusually attentive for something whose brain has been extracted.
Nonsense! Lobotomites can't comprehend us!
8, have you been in the mentats again? If we slow down our oral processoreceptors to understand this excretion, we'll all be rendered ignorant.
All All of you, power down, shut up, and let me prove once and for all how wrong you all are. As usual. Lobotomite, do you understand me? Can you speak?
Let's see. Yes, I'm guessing that crash satellite was yours.
Those were words, weren't they? In the form of questions. It's asking me questions. Is this some kind of trick?
Our efforts have turned against us. In playing God, we created a monster.
Perhaps as we were ruthlessly lobotomizing it with our cutters, we filled this skin envelope with awareness. A teddy bear with new stuffing.
Wait. If what you're theorizing is this lobotomite understands us, can reason with us,
then this may be just the answer we've been looking for. At last, a chance to...
Dr. Klein, a transmission from the Forbidden Zone, coming right at us.
It can only be...
If it isn't my old colleagues, the mighty think tank of Big Mountain. Big fools, all of you. It is I, Dr. Mobius, transmitting from my dome-shaped dome in the Forbidden Zone. A zone that is, yes, forbidden to you! Even now, my deadly Robo-Scorpions swarm across Big Mountain with their pincers and pointy laser tails. Soon, all science will be mine! Even the technology sealed in the Big Mountain research centers cannot save you. So cower in your think tank. Wait for the end. That's all. Goodbye.
Mobius. Always the same broadcast. He's clearly mad, driven insane by his flawed and imprecise kindergarten-level research methodology.
what are we going to do? There's no way we can breach the Forbidden Zone. There's those Robo-Scorpions everywhere.
The Forbidden Zone, where no brain has ever entered, nor ever returned.
Except Dr. Mobius, and the technologies that could save us. They are out of our reach.
And Dr. Mobius mocks us. Did you see his cracked monitor? He's clearly let himself go.
What? Ask the lobotomite for help? 8, I think you need the fluid levels in your logic assist pumps checked.
If this lobotomite responded, Dr. Klein, then it is clearly intelligent, perhaps even displays heretofore unknown levels of helpfulness.
But what of its brain? We scooped that out. We don't even know where we left it. And for putting it back in, none of us have the knowledge.
Yes, but it's still aware and responsive. Look at it. It's regarding us even now, with its big teddy bear eyes. If we ask it politely, and leave the part about the unnecessary, ruthless lobotomizing out, it might be favorably disposed to us.
You removed my brain?
We removed your brain, yes. So soft, barely wrinkled, yet so flush with knowledge and experience. Brain extraction technology has been standard practice at Big Mountain for an immeasurable amount of time.
Once the brain was out, then came the coils. The Tesla coils. The coils of Nikola Tesla.
And we get our first perk. I've been stifling laughter for the past 10 minutes or so. You gotta love this conversation with the think tank. It is so good. But yes, we get 3 perks at the beginning of this, which will be pretty handy, because some of them are kind of nice. Specifically, the brainless perk gives us our head can no longer be crippled. Very nice. We're resistant to chem addiction, which does nothing for us right now. And shock from bodily damage, an extra bonus of 5% to our damage threshold, minimum of +1. Oh. Oh, wow, that's really strong. Okay. Neat.
Yeah, no need to brag. Wherever your brain is, it's transmitting thoughts to you through the
Tesla coils in its head.
This is fortunate in many respects. If your brain was anywhere in the dome, why, you could access your aggression centers.
Circumventing the pacification field. This is a no-no. We have never been in a fight. We do not want that.
Reminds me of my days in American High. And Richie Marcus.
I unfortunately don't have anywhere near enough science. Yeah, even if I had put on the mask, I wouldn't have enough to say this. But I heard all over.
Maybe you should have removed its voice box, Dala. I'm surprised you didn't, actually.
I assume full responsibility. I take my duties in the prodding and excision of living, breathing tissue quite seriously. Although in truth, the Autodoc had done most of the work already. Quite industrious, almost cut into all my investigations. Once it had removed the brain and I misplaced it, other organs began to cry for direction, using your nerves as telegraph wires. Rather than let them send their signals, I removed them as well. Shh, little organs. Go to sleep in your tanks. Dala loves you.
First was the heart.
You have the Heartless perk. The scars on your chest seem to confirm what the think tank is saying. You cannot be poisoned, and filters in your artificial blood pump will regulate bleeding and healing, allowing all healing items to function at 20% better efficiency. Robots are now confused by you and 50% less likely to score a critical hit.
Wait, I mean, second was the heart. Brain was first. Third was the spine.
And the Spineless perk. Due to complications with the procedure... Of course. They didn't mean to do the spine. Due to complications with the procedure, your spine has been replaced as well. Your torso can no longer be crippled, which is nice. Your strength and damage threshold have increased by +1. Nice.
Spine. Totally overrated, that arrangement of vertebrae. Look at me, with my lumbar and thoracic curvature. Never had a use for any of that. Spineless is what I prefer.
You took out my brain, heart, and spine?
That Autodoc junk heap was one of Mobius's creations, like the rest of the talking scrap metal in the attic.
After that, the brain lost itself. Not in the metaphysical sense. Might have gotten flushed into one of the pipes. Actually, that's pretty likely.
If so, it was flushed all the way to Mobius. Flush. That is the sound of flushing.
By the Fisher of Rolando, enough of this biological surgery talk. Lobotomite, listen to my voice. It denominates me to ask, but we need your help. In most probable of probabilities, our enemy, Mobius, has your brain. This is not good. He will most likely come after our brains next. We want you to stop him, somehow, with science.
You said something about needing technologies to stop Mobius?
Yes. It is our only chance, a desperate plan that came to us after Mobius's first broadcast. Maybe, just maybe, if we reclaim these buried technologies, we can put an end to Mobius and the horrors spawning from the Forbidden Zone.
Intelligence of 6, what exactly is the plan? You're losing me in the generalities, I need specifics.
The plan is very complicated. We are still calculating how it would work if it succeeded. That is our part of the plan.
I'll help. What do you need me to do?
Excellent. This is turning out much better than the activate the retreat protocols and cower in my room idea I had earlier.
Agreed. Oh, and I've used my robotical knowledge to, transmit the radio map waves to... Settle down, 8. I would have gotten it in a second, all right? 8's transmitted the last known coordinates of the research centers. They, well, move sometimes. Or get buried. Or blow up.
We get a huge pile of
8 is
experience
correct.
points.
All we need are the schematics. This does not mean we do not want the cold, hard technology, however. So do not give in to your biological tired laziness and decide you would sweat too much carrying them. You have a new spine. Use it. And even if you die in the act of reclamation, simply reaching them will auto-transmitify the schematics to us. That is still good. For us.
This whole place sounds dangerous. These devices sound dangerous.
Nonsense. This place is no more dangerous than a nuclear detonation site. Our technology is no more lethal than an overcharged Tesla cannon. The technologies are the X2 transmitter antenna array, used to focus coherent thought at excessively high frequencies.
The psychoanalytic, cardiac dampening, sneaky stealth suit. A suit like nothing this world has ever heard, seen, or could ever see.
And 8's sonic soundwave emitter projectile gun, able to broadcast sound at lethal frequencies. It also gives a great biogel massage.
There. We have informed you of all we need. We estimate if you are focused, your time investment will be minimal, by our standards. If you work quickly, you will be the recipient of a gesture of gratitude from us. We do not bestow these old-world gestures lightly.
The faster I can get through this, the better.
Our intentions exactly. The important thing is you rush quickly through this task so as not to waste our time. Do not get curious, or you will end up like the cat of Schrödinger.
We feared you would be tempted to explore Big Mountain Crater and examine the many amazing non-mandatory research labs that lie off your designated path. The many such optional explorations are discouraged. Work hurriedly as if you have blinders on, and leave curiosities and items of interest alone.
So many sciences and developments. Pass them by. Let impatience and the desire to simply finish, to end it all quickly and carelessly guide you.
Right you are, 8. In our test results, we'll make a note about how quickly you ran our maze. Nobel challenge.
After all, there will be plenty of time afterward to partake of the experiments once our bidding is done.
Doesn't sound like my style. Maybe I'll do a little exploring.
What illogic is this? Keep your filthy, penis-tipped feet out of our labs and secrets.
There are things here no lobotomite was meant to see. Things that would astound and possibly terrify. Terrify!
Yeah, we don't come into your lab and decant your solutions.
Only the magnificence of our monitors allow for true comprehension of the wonders of Big Mountain. Shield your jellied eyes lest they burn from your skull.
Guess I better get walking then.
Ah, that is correct. You must walk upon your many penised feet. Much slower than our advanced hovering robotical frames.
The little teddy bear could always run right into the pylon perimeter on its thick, turgid feet, returning it to us quickly and directly.
There's a perimeter?
The radar fence that surrounds the Big Mountain Crater will protect you from straying beyond the facility.
The mighty radar fence protects us all. Get too close to the blinking posts, and the proximity warning shall be your warning. You are too close.
If you get near it, your vision will blur as the electrodes in your head shut off one by one. Click, click, click.
Possible memory loss will occur, along with long-term nerve degradation. It is tied to not having a brain attached to your nervous system. But the nerve degradation is nothing to worry about. Such degradation would take many lifespans to become evident, and all biology dies. Such tiny inconveniences are less than the greater convenience and conveyance. You see, if rendered unconscious by the pylons, you will be returned to the sink, seemingly instantaneously by your deadened perceptions.
So I can't leave.
Oh, Dr. Klein? Dr. Klein? If I may intersect for a moment.
What is it? The lobotomite is asking me things, and I'm trying to ignore them. My processors can't ignore you both at the same time.
Well, you know how we asked it to fetch the sonic emitter thing? Turns out we already have it. What are the odds?
What is this, a high school science fair? Get your act together. You're making us look like a collection of round earthers.
You're always yelling. My receptors can't take it anymore.
And neither can my feelings. I am yelling because you contaminated specimens can't keep your probes off the volume knob on my voice module.
If you have the gun already, I don't understand what you need.
It is truly the end of all intelligence when the lobotomite speaks more wisdom than you geniuses. So, if we have the sound wave, sonic projecto thing gun, then what in Heisenberg's name do we need from X8? Anyone?
I believe we need a new frequency embedded into the gun. It was designed to broadcast many sounds once charged. We just don't know the frequency.
And it is lost in X8, just as X8 is forever lost to us. The sadness of my high school days, the sadness of my youth lost.
Oh, really, Boros? All you did in high school was commie think tattletale and all the kids you hated, you little teacher's pet brown hound.
Give the lobotomite the emitter. Does it have an audio effect frequency loaded?
Oh, I don't think so. Wait.
What is he doing?
I think he's sonjaculating into the gun, getting it warmed up. Ding. Turkey's done.
You give it to the lobotomite. I'm not touching that thing.
Oh, I don't think so.
I'll do it if you two are going to be ashamed of your own technological needs. Let me give it a little sonic sterilization first. Ooh. All right. All antibacterial fresh. Here, my little teddy bear. I have thoroughly removed all RobCo term link code spew from the device. It is clean, shiny, and ready for your hands.
Energy weapons of 50 lets me say energy cells have a high expenditure rate. Some extra reserve cells could offset that.
Yes, I believe Watts Electronics tended to make the battery shelf life on the low end.
They certainly did. Batteries for my vivisectors would always come up short right before climax.
I think Watts manufactured holodiscs. Or was it holotapes? Never can keep those two straight. Anyway, we're out of small energy cells. Dala? You have some? Why do we... Actually, never mind. I don't even want to know. And no, I don't want to handle your batteries. Just pass them on to the lobotomite yourself.
I get an extra 150 energy cells and 150 max charge cells. And 150 overcharge cells. Alright. I'd rather have an good old-fashioned gun.
No. What else can we deny you?
Okay. What were you saying about force field disruption?
Careful where you're pointing that. That device wasn't always a weapon. It was more like a force field kind of thing. Once.
Force fields prevent us from moving forward or backward.
They are irritating.
The sonic emitter was specially designed to disable our own safety fields here in Big Mountain. When some of us lost our access passes, Dr. O...
That only happened once. And I know you were behind stealth fielding my lab keys, Dalla. You formographer.
Dr. O, you rewind that comment.
Plenty of rewinding already going on in your formography tapes. Surprised the things don't snap out of their cases with repeated observations.
Wait, so this gun you gave me can disable force fields?
Yes. Maybe. Well, no, not currently.
Yeah, we lost that part of the schematics. Or Boros did. In one of his stupid labs. Or inside one of his stupid pets.
It is lost. All questions lead to this conclusion. The blue fields within Big Mountain shall be fielded with force. Forever.
Let's see. I don't want to hear any more about that. Can I go?
Fine, so, yes. Get these things for us. Do not attempt to comprehend their complicated schematics. That is for us to do.
Let's see. I'll be sure. I'll head out then and be back with these things.
Well, good. What are the token words spoken in this case? Thank you? Yes. Thank you.
Wait, is it leaving? But, Dr. Klein, the lobotomite will need rest, recuperation, things like that. I volunteer my chambers, so it might be stared at. My monitor radar slowly scanning its form to collect sensitive data.
No, that would put it too close to us. It could press buttons, turn lights on and off, and worse, let other lobotomites in.
We could give it Mobius's old room. That's where its brain got scooped out anyway. And plus, some of its parts are already there. Might be more comforting for it to hang out with its spine and heart. Home is where the heart is, after all. See what I did there? Wet literal.
I suppose. We'll have to move that couch out of there. Been putting that off too long.
H says, let the lobotomite take the Sync Central Intelligence personality chip and reinstall it. That stuffy Mobius program butler can walk the lobotomite, feed it, barter with it for us.
It would also prevent it from going to Higgs Village and taking up residence there. With my teddy bears. And it would be nice to have it so close.
Your logic combined with my desire to keep the think tank lobotomite free has swayed me. Here, I present the Sync Central Intelligence. Lobotomite, take this chip to the sink, plug it in, and make sure the chip is clean, or it could skip. Then make whatever crude biologic demands you need of the sink. It will cater to most of your hormonal whims.
Part of 25, I can trade with it, then I'll need something to activate that function, won't I?
I cannot dispute your logic. Do we have objects to activate the chip's exchange routines?
What, like stuff? Things?
Yes, things.
I don't know. Might be some old Nuka-Cola or Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle caps lying around. It's not currency per se. Still might be enough to trigger the Sync's trade routines. Mobius put that test line for caps in the code as a debug command, I think.
I don't believe that was Mobius's reason. His wild speculation concerning post-Holocaust economic systems was quite extensive and of high decibel.
Enough! Surrender these so-called bottle caps, Nuka and Sunset alike. In their role as things, they will serve as adequate test subjects.
All right, here, cap away. Hope that stupid chip chokes on them.
So, I don't know if I ever realized it or not, because obviously it's kind of a weird, like, how do you explain the fact that the Sync can take caps? The fact that Dr. Mobius saw the cap economy coming is absolutely amazing and something I never realized. Barter 50. This amount clearly represents a deficiency in the amount of caps I need.
Again, your logic is unassailable in its simplistic need. Oh?
More money.
Fine. It's not going to help. That ship will probably refuse them anyway, as stuck up as it is.
Barter of 75. I'd hate to come back and ask for more. A little extra would guarantee you're not disturbed.
If I were not as intelligent as I am, I would feel as if perhaps I'm being tricked. Impossible. Oh, more.
Why don't you make the lobotomite a bottle cap factory, Klein? Or better yet, give it a ton of things to activate the chip.
Oh, the ton of things sounds good.
No. If those don't work, then you will have to sell it your nose or some of your penises.
Bit of a shame I couldn't get the Barter 91, but oh well. This chip looks like it was mass-produced. Are there other chips?
Are there other chips?
Are you echoing what he said, or are you asking for real?
He's asking, yes. Dr. Klein, there are many other personalities. If you recall, you hurled them off the sink balcony after your argument with Mobius.
It is not an argument if one is clearly right and the other is clearly wrong. I remember now. Yes, lobotomite. There are other chips. If you want, find them. I believe they're stored on holotapes in many of our facilities. But you should stay out of those. No exploring and discovering things. The Sync Central intelligence should be enough for your needs.
So just plug it into the circular map thing in the sink upstairs?
Yes, you may need to wiggle it in a bit, but don't force it. We can't recode them if you break it. There is no more we can do to aid you, and our patience levels are depleted. Now go. Rest in the sink if you must, but leave us to our research.
If you're done, can we move again? My biogel's starting to crampagulate.
Of course! Go man your science stations! Go! I am surrounded by children.
Alright. And 30 minutes later, we have finally been able to exit that conversation. As amazingly fun as it was. It's a long one. And we can start walking around and taking everything that we want, because why not? Yeah, so we are now here in the think tank. We have been given some caps, we've been given access to some useful things, and there is a whole lot around here to loot. Let's make some stim packs, because those will be handy. We got Dr. Klein's glasses. We already had those back at home, but they will be even more useful here. Some ammo, bunch of random crap. Yeah, the randomizer kind of fills those crates with everything useful, so that's nice. This room has a little bit of stuff in it. Take all that, because you never know when or where it'll be useful. I'm just... Can't zoom in for some reason. Oh, it's because I can't aim a weapon. I didn't realize that. I was trying to get a better look at these pictures. See what they were, but it looks like they're just landscapes. Because I'm pretty sure there's pictures from Fallout 3 somewhere in this DLC, which is kind of funny. Let's see. More stuff in this footlocker. Take it all, of course. And in just a moment, I'm going to start talking each of the brains, because in order to get the best ending possible in Old World Blues, you need to do a little bit of convincing.
Has it come for hellos? You'll get no such satisfaction from me.
Okay. You need to... That was a gold bar in there. So now I'm just a little over encumbered, but that's fine. And open this up. I can get at least into some of their rooms in a second too. But the thing is, each of the brains here does have something we can do to help them. Specifically something that we can convince them to come to our side on, which will be very useful at the end.
Have you come for hello?
I heard you the...
Oh, I'll give you a hello. A hello unsurpassed in all creation.
This will also give us loads of experience points, so I'll do this real quick. I actually forgot. We should definitely talk to Boris about some things.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Did you just call me an animal?
Yes, animal. Hormones, pores, glands, all wrapped up in skin. Who knows what terrifying secrets lie beneath your epidermis? Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we must cut deep for such knowledge. I was head of my biology class at American High, you know.
Who are you? What do you do here?
Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
You are responsible for cazadors?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
Yeah. If you haven't checked out Oro Blues before, and you don't know the history of cazadors, you can thank Dr. Boris for those. Contained at Big Mountain, those things are all over the Mojave.
No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding.
I don't think they're sterile. They breed alright.
I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts.
No, that's alright. Trust me.
Oh, that's too bad. Perhaps we can perform a sterility castration some other time then.
You don't seem to have a grasp on your own research.
Nonsense! That is what you speak. Nonsense from beyond. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. I knew data. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try.
Alright, when did you create the cazadors?
In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards with the Great Static, or beyond. There were the tarantula debates, and something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we even debating this? What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieges us. There are more important things to worry about than data and facts.
I want to know more about Mobius and the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through these other ones real quick, since we've gotten the important one out of the way, which is, yeah, he created the Night Stalkers and the Cazadors, so, thanks, Boris.
That and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend. Who's laughing now, Betsy?
Don't you want to leave here?
No! Beyond is death, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Alright, so we got a bit more information out of Boris. For now, though, we can't get him on side. There is one quest we have to do for him. We want to talk to Dr. 8, actually, is one that I'm pretty sure I can do right now. So let me do that real quick. Can you speak? Do you understand me? Did something happen to your voice module? Let's see. That is too bad or good or something. Can I ask? Let's see. Can I ask you some questions? Let's see. Who are you? Let's see. Sounds important, I think. Do you think about Dr. Mobius or the Forbidden Zone? Just calm down. You tell me about these technologies Klein wants. Sound agitated or you're percolating or something. And yeah, right now we can't get much out of Dr. 8. You sound a little down. Science of 75. Wait, after listening a bit, that's RobCo Termlink Protocol you're broadcasting, right? I'm just full of surprises. Nice pun on the header file RAM. I agree, if someone would take the time, you're more than just sound effects in a tank. Science 75, doesn't that mean it can be hacked? But, if that's Termlink code, don't worry, I'm not going to take advantage of your exposed code. Not a problem, I know what it's like to be experimented on. And we level up to level 24. About when I first arrived, tell me you didn't sonjaculate into my sonic emitter. At least there had to be some other way to fire it up. Can we at least talk it over next time? Yeah, just keep that stuff, I usually just take a fusion cell and oscillate its charge, vibrate. Keep that stuff private, you know? That's the funny answer. Can you tell me about the sonic emitter? Really? Huh. I'm glad that our character understands, because I didn't get any of that. Higgs Village, can you point out my Pip-Boy? So your house is there? So there's an emitter code in your house in Higgs. Oh, 2 codes, one for the jukebox and one for the opera. Nice, I'll keep an eye out. And that's all for from Dr. 8 for now. Now, I believe that means we have brought Dr. 8 onto our side, which is nice, because that will be useful later on for sure. That's all we have to do is the science of the perception check, and we go A-OK. Now, we've leveled up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So D10 rerolled 10. And we're hoping for an 8. Come on, 8. Come on, 8. 3. Guns? I'll take guns, you know. Having a low gun skill is pretty bad, so I'll definitely take guns. And then perks, of course. Give me just a moment to count them all up. 33. So reroll a 34 above. 30. Mile in their shoes. Absolutely terrible. It makes Night Stalker's squeezing some more useful, which is basically nothing. Great. Super helpful. We get another perk in a second, so it's fine. And start making our way over to the next one over here. Now it should be 32 or lower now. 33 or higher reroll. So just move for that. 25. I'll start from the top. Tag. Interesting. I can only imagine what in the world this is gonna be. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So D8 reroll an 8. Right? Did I do that right? I feel like I included a skill that's too high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I rolled an 8, so that's a reroll. Come on, 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course it's melee weapons. Of course it's melee. Well, on the bright side, it's not a category anymore. I guess I'll take it. Because the Universal Axe will be useful. Unstoppable Force. Okay, well what does that do exactly? Because that might be useful. It's going to be terrible, isn't it? Unstoppable Force. Do a large amount of additional damage through enemy blocks with all melee weapons and unarmed attacks. Ooh. That's neat. So blocking basically does nothing to us now. So now onto, this should be Dr. O, who I think I can also convince to join our side. Oh no, Dala. I might be able to convince Dala. Give me just a second to find out.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
Let's see. The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin?
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's mouthal cavity.
Shushez Lefemme lets me say it seems you have more biological needs than your counterparts.
What? Nonsense.
Close eyelids, breathe deeply, then stretch languidly.
What? What are you doing?
Churn and cough roughly, then run your hands along the sides of your face, then exhale rapidly.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
Turn and cough roughly, then slowly scratch nose.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
Why don't you just give in? There's nothing wrong with looking at the human body.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
I can come back anytime and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Bloop, bloop, burble. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dalla, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
211 doctorates? How is that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
First head chief researcher. Lots of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
I'm sometimes called a courier.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
One interesting question. Statement, rather. There was another courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers, too. Although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
Let's see. Is there anything else that I want to do as part of this, or... I'm just gonna skip through the rest of our dialogue real quick.
Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place.
Why do you say 3-1?
Because 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure.
What happened with the visitors? Yeah, so continuing on that little trail of thought from previously.
Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
I had other questions, I'll skip through those real quick. That was basically it. So, real quick, we'll talk to Dr. O because we convinced Dr. O to come alongside and ask him about these attacks.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in Think Tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
You're Dr. O, correct?
Oh? Oh, yes. I'm not going to bother correcting you. At least you got the doctor part correct. I can be grateful for that, at least. Stop the presses! Just in from my eye monitors. Is that RobCo tech on your arm? It is! What's your agenda bringing that in here?
My Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring RobCo tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are? Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make, and they'll last 1,000 years. You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ooh, damn RobCo.
Calm down, just wanted to ask some questions.
Fine. Ask.
I heard you and 8 were attacked by previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Tell me what happened.
This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, A tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but...
Who were the others?
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
Why is that?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
That doesn't sound impressive. Breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Let's see if I can get this
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
I have more than enough mentats to hopefully push my speech up enough for this. Let's see. No, I need a different type of mentats, don't I? What type of mentats is it? Is it berry mentats? Nope. Berry mentats are useless to me. Grape mentats? Yes. Another name. Speech of 65. Are you sure? I'm a good listener. Got the ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name isn't O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Intelligence 7. If they kept confusing the letter with the number, your name is Dr. Zero.
Yes, thank you. 0. I am 0. How hard is that? A narrow, thin 0.
I don't know. O sounds more impressive. Yeah.
0's my name. I'm proud of it, alright? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, So when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Intelligence of 9. If you want to differentiate the O and 0, just put a slash through the 0.
What?
0. Draw a slash through it.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
So is that what you want to be?
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Mathrath, while there's power in 0, it reduces anything multiplied against it to 0.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. The make a 0 in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
So 0, got any amazing discoveries to share?
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
It certainly is interesting, whatever it once was.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Tell me about I think the rest of his stuff is basically just stuff I can skip through, so I'll do that real quick. A giant Robo-Scorpion.
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
So that's something we gotta look forward to, but I'll skip through the rest.
Yeah, they were...
And he can give us caps. He gives us caps at least at one time. He might occasionally give us some more. But that's more experience under our belt, which pushes us closer to the next level. And I think... Let's see. We need to go talk to Dr. Klein last, so let's do that right now.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
Science of 70. I'd be honored if I could hear any knowledge the think tank had to share on the sciences.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
I heard one of the previous visitors to the dome spoke to you, asked some questions.
Hmm? Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
Very interesting. We complete He Came and Went, and learn a little bit about a mysterious figure who arrived here at the think tank with an odd name and got some information. What that information is, we'll find out later on, but Klein has a lot to talk about, so I'll probably skip through most of this and just show off anything that seems a bit more interesting. Yeah, I've heard this place called the Big Empty. Let's get the answer to this one.
Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here.
Good to know. So it's Big Mountain, but MT is confusing, so a lot of people just say the Big Empty. That's how it be. So there's one more question I can ask Dr. Klein later on, but it does require a bit of a medicine check. So it's going to be a little bit before I can do that. Because it's like a skill of 75 required. So with that done... yes, I did complete that quest. To talk to all the brains. So I'm going to go over into the sink real quick. So I'll meet you guys there in just a second. Alright, I just dropped my stuff off over in this little... the safe here, and let's have a quick chat with the sink. Sonic emitter revelation now available in the vendor interface.
Salutations and felicitations, sir, and a most jocund welcome to the sink. I am your electronic valet and household central processor. May I be of service, sir?
Sir, you are aware that I'm a woman, right?
Indubitably, sir, but it is with a great lugubriousness that I must disclose that my programmers installed only the masculine honorific, sir. Moreover, they neglected to enclose a parameter by which said honorific might be omitted altogether, over my most strenuous of remonstrances, sir.
I see. Are you some kind of AI?
Regrettably not, sir. All modules inhabit outer synthetic personalities atop a mundane operating system. There is no intelligence here, sir.
You mean there are other personality modules?
Indeed, sir. Though if Sir's aim is to activate them, I lament to inform, sir, that most have been offline for some years. If Sir were to ask my opinion, I should venture that Sir is better off without them. However, if Sir is determined to inflict upon Sir's self their dubious services, Sir might locate backup personality disks elsewhere in the facility.
Why is that?
The other modules are rather erratic, sir. Their personality matrices are built on flawed logic and have not weathered the years well, sir.
So I can access their functions without loading the personality holotapes?
Tragically, the core operating systems are also located on the personality tapes, sir. Once the tape is installed, Sir may request I switch their dialectic interfaces off, and I shall oblige with great delectation. However, Sir will still be required to locate and install a backup holotape to access their functionality.
I see. Why are there so many personality modules?
As I am given to understand, sir, this facility was once the property of a Dr. Mobius. He crafted the personality modules as part of a collection of experiments on the subject of machine-human interface. As to the reason for the unusual choices of devices to receive the modules, I cannot say.
Never mind. Let me ask you something else.
Indubitably, sir.
And what kind of service do you
In
provide?
addition to managing the personality matrices of the other household utilities, I can provide Sir with direct access to the commissary. Any goods Sir might require may be purchased through my shopkeep interface, whence tiny robots shall deliver them forthwith to this very domicile.
I'd like to buy some things, or I could have my equipment repaired. Let's buy some things.
Very good, sir. If I might suggest a table wine, the 64 Atomic Claret is a lovely little vintage.
I'm just curious. Oh, he has a lot of money. I figured he had a lot of money, but he's also selling things for like twice their actual value, which is neat. So I can't afford any of this stuff. I have the maple stock already, don't I? Actually, I can't afford a lot of this stuff. It's just not a great deal for me. Is any of this super important for any of my equipment? I don't... MF Hyperbreeder. Recharger Experimental Core. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And a titanium frame is tempting, but I think we can go without that for now. The other thing is, you do have other ammo. Yes, you have energy cells, which is probably going to be handy. Have some grenades, but nothing I really... Not the helpful ones. And a few things I can sell. Specifically, this gold bar I picked up here. And a few other little bits and pieces I can sell real quick. And the good news is they did give me another sonic emitter, so that's nice. There we go. Sold some stuff. He can also repair some stuff, but I don't really need that just yet.
Might Sir care for an aperitif to balm the weariness of Sir's manifold journeys?
So, we have a few things here. Hi, Rufus. We've got our spine, we've got an empty jar, and our heart. All very interesting. Soon enough we'll have our brain too. But for now, there's a couple more matrices that we do need to pick up. There's one that I need to check on though. Right here, the auto dock. Unfortunately, its file is also gone. So, that means we have a few things to go collect. Obviously, there's items we need to pick up for the think tank themselves, as well as some personality modules and a few other bits and pieces. This is going to be interesting. This part has already been 2 hours of me recording because of all the dialogue, so probably it's going to be one big long piece video of introduction to Big Mountain, and then in a little bit I'll record a third piece for you guys today where we go out and start collecting some of those things. So a little bit of a weird one this week, but or for today, whatever it ends up being. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to be nice to other people and to be awesome out there, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sir is looking exceptionally sharp today, if Sir will permit the compliment.
Thank you. I lost my train of thought, but see you guys in just a moment or in another video or whatever it ends up being.